Alright, check this out. What if I told you that hidden within the world of farming are some mind-blowing secrets? We're not talking about small tweaks here. I'm talking about game-changing techniques that could literally double your harvest and, get this, save you thousands of dollars in the process. Whether you're just starting out with a tiny backyard patch or you're a seasoned pro managing acres, these 10 tips are about to revolutionize the way you grow. Seriously, you're going to want to stick around for all of these because number 7, well, let's just say it's an absolute game changer and you won't believe how simple it is. Now let's be real. Farmers, bless their hearts, are making some pretty significant mistakes every single day, often without even realizing it. And hey, no judgment, we've all been there. But the good news is, you don't have to be one of them. Are you wrestling with disappointing yields? Are pests treating your precious plants like an all-you-can-eat buffet? Or maybe you feel like you're just throwing money away on fertilizers and solutions that don't deliver? Trust me, you are definitely not alone in this. It's a common struggle, but today, that struggle ends. Because today I'm pulling back the curtain and revealing 10 proven farming tips that many of the experts, well, they kinda like to keep these close to their chests. These aren't just old wives' tales, these are strategies backed by science and real-world results. We're going to dive deep into soil science, natural pest control, smart watering, and so much more. So grab a notebook, get ready to have your mind blown, and prepare to transform your harvest from May to magnificent. Alright, let's kick things off with something that sounds almost too good to be true. But I promise you, the science is solid. We're talking about a soil trick that costs next to nothing, maybe $5 if you're really splurging, but can legitimately boost your plant growth by up to 200%. I know, sounds like clickbait, right? But stick with me. The secret lies in 2 things you probably throw away every single day: used coffee grounds and crushed eggshells. We're going to turn your trash into treasure, creating a nutrient-dense super soil that your plants will absolutely adore. This is foundational stuff, people. Get your soil right, and everything else becomes so much easier. Coffee grounds, even after brewing, are packed with nitrogen, which is like a primary fuel source for leafy growth. They also contain other essential micronutrients like phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and copper, all of which play vital roles in plant health and development. Plus, they help improve soil structure, making it more airy and better at retaining moisture. It's an all-around win, and most of us are just tossing this black gold into the bin. Then we have eggshells. These are a calcium powerhouse. Calcium is crucial for building strong cell walls in plants, kind of like how it builds strong bones in us. By crushing them up, the finer, the better, because it helps them break down faster. You're making this essential nutrient readily available to your plant roots. For the coffee grounds, let them dry out a bit first to prevent mold. You can then lightly sprinkle them around the base of your plants or gently mix them into the top inch or 2 of soil. Okay, let's talk about every gardener's nightmare pests. Those tiny little invaders that can turn your beautiful flourishing plants into a sad, chewed-up mess overnight. But what if I told you there's a natural, beautiful, and incredibly effective way to repel many common garden pests? And it involves planting more plants. Specifically, we're talking about the humble marigold. Yes, those cheerful, brightly colored flowers aren't just pretty faces. They are absolute workhorses in the pest control department. Marigolds, particularly certain varieties like French marigolds, release a substance called thiophene from their roots and foliage. This compound is toxic to many nematodes and other soil-borne pests, effectively creating a no-go zone around your more vulnerable plants. Watering. It seems so basic, right? Plants need water to live, but how and when you water can make a colossal difference to your plant's health and your overall harvest. Many gardeners, especially beginners, make some common mistakes: watering too little, too much, or at the completely wrong time of day. This can lead to stressed plants, wasted water, and even an increased risk of diseases. But don't worry, because today I'm letting you in on the secret watering schedule that gardening experts and commercial growers often rely on, and it's backed by solid plant science. The magic hour? Drumroll please. It's early morning, ideally around 5 a.m. or at least before the sun gets too intense. Watering in the cool, calm conditions of the early morning allows the water to soak deep into the soil and reach the plant roots with minimal loss to evaporation. When you water in the heat of the day, a significant portion of that precious water can simply evaporate into the air before it even has a chance to benefit your plants. In the early morning, plants are just beginning their daily cycle of photosynthesis. Their stomata, tiny pores on the leaves, are starting to open to take in carbon dioxide. This is also when they are most receptive to water uptake through their roots. Let's be honest, while gardening is incredibly rewarding, some tasks can feel like a real grind. I'm talking about those repetitive, back-aching jobs like weeding, transplanting seedlings, or digging countless small holes for bulbs. Your hands get sore, your back complains, and sometimes it feels like you're spending more time wrestling with the soil than actually enjoying your garden. And often the culprit isn't just the task itself, but the tools we're using. A flimsy, uncomfortable, or poorly designed tool can turn a simple job into an exercise in frustration and inefficiency. But what if I told you that for around $20, you could get your hands on a tool that can genuinely save you hours of work and a whole lot of discomfort? It sounds like a bold claim for such an inexpensive item, but we're talking about the power of good design here. The tool in question is an ergonomic hand trowel. Now you might be thinking, a trowel? I've got a trowel, what's so special? Well, not all trowels are created equal, my friends. An ergonomic trowel is specifically designed to work with your body, not against it. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to click? They bring out the best in each other? Well, guess what? Plants can be like that too. The idea that certain plants can benefit each other when grown in close proximity is the core of a fascinating and incredibly effective gardening strategy called companion planting. This isn't just folklore, there's real science and centuries of observation behind it. By understanding these plant partnerships, you can naturally boost growth, improve flavors, deter pests, and even attract beneficial insects to your garden. It's like creating a harmonious little plant community where everyone helps each other out. So, what exactly is companion planting? At its simplest, it's about choosing plant pairings that have a mutually beneficial relationship. This can work in several ways. Some plants release specific biochemicals from their roots or leaves that can either repel harmful pests or attract beneficial ones. Others might improve soil quality for their neighbors, like legumes, beans and peas, which fix nitrogen in the soil, making it available to nearby nitrogen-hungry plants. Some tall plants can provide welcome shade for sun-sensitive companions, while sprawling ground cover plants can help suppress weeds and retain soil moisture for their upright neighbors. One of the most famous examples of companion planting is the Three Sisters method practiced by Native American cultures for centuries. Let's talk about something that can transform your garden from good to absolutely incredible, and it involves recycling your kitchen scraps. I'm talking about DIY composting. Now, the word compost might conjure up images of complicated bins, smelly piles, or something that seems like a lot of hard work. But I'm here to tell you that making your own nutrient-rich compost, often called black gold by gardeners, can be surprisingly easy and incredibly rewarding. You'll be reducing your household waste, saving money on store-bought soil amendments, and creating the ultimate superfood for your plants. So, what exactly is composting? In simple terms, it's the natural process of decomposition, where organic materials like fruit and vegetable scraps, leaves and grass clippings are broken down by microorganisms, bacteria, fungi and other tiny critters, into a rich, dark, soil-like substance. This finished compost is packed with essential nutrients and beneficial microbes that dramatically improve soil structure, aeration, and water retention. Think of it as nature's recycling program, turning waste into a valuable resource that breathes life back into your soil. You don't need a fancy, expensive setup to start composting. One of the biggest challenges gardeners face, especially during hot, dry weather, is keeping their soil consistently moist. You can water diligently, but if your soil is bare and exposed to the sun and wind, a lot of that precious moisture can evaporate away very quickly. Another constant battle is weeds. Those unwelcome competitors that steal water, nutrients, and sunlight from your beloved plants. But what if I told you there's a simple, effective technique that tackles both of these problems simultaneously? Enter the wonderful world of mulching. Mulching is essentially covering the soil around your plants with a layer of organic or inorganic material. It's like putting a protective blanket over the soil. This simple act has a profound impact on your garden's ecosystem. Today we're focusing on organic mulches like straw, wood chips, shredded leaves, or grass clippings because they offer the added benefit of breaking down over time and improving the soil. This method is a secret weapon for retaining moisture and keeping those pesky weeds at bay, leading to healthier plants and less work for you. So So, how exactly does mulch help retain moisture? When the sun beats down on bare soil, it heats up the surface, causing water to evaporate rapidly from the top few inches. A layer of mulch acts as an insulator, shading the soil and keeping it cooler. Alright, let's delve into a farming and gardening practice that's been a cornerstone of sustainable agriculture for literally thousands of years. Crop rotation. It might sound a bit technical or something only large-scale farmers need to worry about. But trust me, implementing even a simple crop rotation plan in your home garden can have a massive positive impact on your soil health, pest and disease control, and ultimately, your harvest yields. Planting the same things in the same spot year after year is a recipe for depleted soil and a buildup of problems. So, what exactly is crop rotation? It's the practice of systematically changing the type of crops grown in a specific area of your garden or farm from one season or year to the next. Instead of planting your tomatoes in the exact same bed every summer, you'd move them to a different spot and plant something from a different plant family in their old location. This purposeful sequencing is designed to optimize soil nutrients, break pest and disease cycles, and improve overall soil structure. It's about giving your soil a break and a diverse diet, just like we need. One of the primary benefits of crop rotation is maintaining and improving soil health. Different plants have different nutritional needs. Some, like tomatoes and corn, are heavy feeders, meaning they extract a lot of nutrients, particularly nitrogen, from the soil. Are you ever frustrated by the limitations of your local growing season? Maybe late spring frosts nip your tender seedlings, or early autumn chills cut your harvest short just when things are getting good. Or perhaps you dream of growing crops that typically prefer a warmer climate than yours. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can take more control over your growing environment and significantly extend your gardening possibilities by harnessing the power of the greenhouse effect, even with a very simple setup. A greenhouse at its core is a structure with walls and a roof made chiefly of transparent material like glass or plastic, in which plants requiring regulated climatic conditions are grown. It works by trapping solar radiation. Sunlight passes through the transparent material and warms the air, plants, and soil inside. The structure then helps to retain this heat, creating a microclimate that is warmer than the outside environment, especially at night or during cooler weather. This simple principle can be a total game changer for gardeners. The most obvious benefit of using a greenhouse, even a small or unheated one, often called a cold frame or hoop house, is season extension. You can start seeds much earlier in the spring because they're protected from the last frosts and cold winds. When we hear the word insects in the context of gardening, our minds often jump straight to the bad guys, the aphids sucking the life out of our roses, the caterpillars munching on our cabbage, or the beetles devouring our beans. But hold on a second, not all bugs are out to get your garden. In fact, your garden is an ecosystem, and a huge number of insects are actually your allies, your tiny little helpers working tirelessly behind the scenes. Today, we're celebrating these beneficial insects, particularly superstars like ladybugs and bees, and learning how to attract them to our gardens for natural pest control and amazing pollination. Let's start with the pest-destroying powerhouses ladybugs. These iconic polka-dotted beetles are voracious predators, especially of aphids. A single ladybug can eat up to 5,000 aphids in its lifetime. That's some serious natural pest control. They also munch on other soft-bodied pests like mites, scale insects, and thrips. Both the adult ladybugs and their larvae, which look like tiny alligators and are even hungrier than the adults, are incredibly effective. By encouraging a healthy ladybug population, you can significantly reduce the need for chemical pesticides. Wow, we covered a lot of ground today, didn't we? From supercharging your soil with coffee and eggshells to making friends with marigolds and ladybugs, these 10 tips are absolute game changers for any farmer or gardener. I'm so excited for you to try these out and see the incredible results for yourselves. So, tell me, which one of these tips was your absolute favorite? Which one are you going to implement in your garden like right now? Drop a comment below and let me know. I genuinely love hearing from you guys and seeing what resonates. And hey, if you want even more farming secrets, more science-backed tips, and more ways to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood, then you know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button if you found this helpful. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button because we are dropping new videos packed with value like this every single week. You don't want to miss out on what's coming up next, trust me. We're always experimenting and finding new ways to help you grow bigger and better. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to check out the links in the description below. We've included links to that awesome organic fertilizer and the ergonomic hand trowel we talked about. Seriously, these are must-have tools that will make a huge difference. Every little bit helps. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Your support means the world. Now go turn on those notifications so you never miss a tip, and get ready to transform your harvest. Happy farming!